All right, so we're doing a deep dive into the PumpPanda Podcast today. They're all about meme coins and, catching those 100x gains.
Right.
And they say they've got like exclusive signals in their Telegram group.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to look at, are they for real or is it all just hype?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, what I noticed that I thought was interesting was that they do emphasize real-time research. Like, they're actually looking at data and trying to make sense of it and not just, like, throwing stuff out there.
Yeah, they talk a lot about, smart strategies and risk management.
Right.
But then they also keep pushing, like, join our Telegram group for the hottest tips.
Yeah.
It's sales to...
I mean, that's smart, right? Like, if you can build a community around your brand and create that sense of exclusivity and shared knowledge, that can be super powerful, especially in meme coins.
For sure.
Which is such a fast-paced, chaotic world.
Yeah, and speaking of chaos, the crypto market in general is giving us very mixed signals right now.
It is.
Bitcoin seems to be holding strong near 100,000, but then altcoins are taking a beating.
Yeah.
Does this sound familiar?
Yeah, it's almost a repeat of last summer's crash.
Yeah.
It feels like a lot of the same fears and uncertainty are swirling around.
Yeah.
Driven by those same macroeconomic trends we keep watching.
Yeah.
And some pretty wild predictions.
Well, everyone's talking about Jerome Powell and the Fed.
Yeah.
Because they're holding firm on those higher interest rates to combat inflation.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is even worse than anyone expected.
Uh-huh.
And some analysts are saying that this could, completely kill the chances of a bull run.
Yeah, I mean, that's one perspective for sure, but I don't know if it's the whole picture.
Yeah.
Crypto Pacey, she's a popular analyst.
Yeah.
And she actually thinks that altcoins are struggling for different reasons, like the high transaction fees on Ethereum, which is pushing developers to explore other blockchains like Solana.
Right.
Plus, she thinks all that liquidity that would normally be flowing into altcoin is getting sucked into meme coins.
Especially on PumpFund, right?
Yeah.
This Solana-based meme coin platform is seeing insane trading volume.
Yeah.
I mean, reportedly, they're even surpassing Ethereum in fees generated.
Wow.
Which really highlights, how much interest there is in activity around meme coins right now.
Yeah, it really does. And the question is, though, is it sustainable?
Right.
That's the big question.
Well, PumpPanda seems to think it is.
Okay.
They're all in on meme coins, particularly on Solana.
Interesting.
And they actually interviewed this trader named Michael Rubel, who claims he's making a killing using this bot called Soul Sniper Bot to buy meme coins the second they launch.
Okay.
And snag huge profits before anybody else.
Wow.
He says he's turning small sums into millions.
So this bot is not just about speed.
Right.
It's about exploiting the volatility.
Yeah.
Understanding how to use that to your advantage.
It sounds super risky, though.
It does. It definitely requires a deep understanding of the Solana ecosystem.
Yeah.
And high tolerance for risks.
So it's like playing the lottery, but instead of picking numbers, you need a bot.
And nerves of steel.
Yeah.
Right.
So this begs the question of what are we really investing in here?
Exactly.
Are these just quick pump and dumps, or is there something more?
Yeah, are these things going to zero, or is there something more fundamental there?
I mean, it reminds me of something I was reading. There's an article was talking about mass adoption of blockchain technology.
Yeah.
And suggesting that it might not just be about flashy commercials and celebrity endorsements.
Right.
But about simplifying the user experience.
Yeah, I read that too.
And there's this blockchain sue that they're highlighting that is positioning itself as the debit card of blockchain.
Okay, interesting.
They're really focused on making it so seamless that you don't even realize you're using blockchain.
I see.
So is that comparing Solana to Sue is comparing a horse-drawn carriage to a high-speed train.
I like that analogy.
They both get you there.
Yeah.
But the experience is night and day.
Totally, but we can't forget about PumpPanda. They're in our ear telling us, join the Telegram group.
Yeah.
We got the best trading signals.
They want to ride this wave together.
Yeah, they're really playing on that FOMO.
Yeah.
Aren't they?
The fear of missing out.
Right.
Big time.
Yeah, going back to that community.
Yeah.
Building that exclusivity.
But we need to look at the bigger picture here, right?
Yeah, we do.
And this is where Jeff Park comes in. He's got this really fascinating theory about Trump's tariffs.
Okay.
He thinks that they were actually a calculated move to weaken the dollar.
Interesting.
And force a new global financial deal.
So it's a pretty bold claim.
Yeah.
But he does draw some interesting parallels to the 1980s Plaza Accord.
Yeah.
And so his argument is essentially, if Trump's strategy works, we could see risk-on assets like Bitcoin skyrocket.
Because a weaker dollar would make Bitcoin more attractive.
Exactly, especially if the U.S. economy remains relatively stable compared to other countries struggling with the tariffs.
So it all ties back to something called the Triffin dilemma,
Yeah.
which basically argues that being the world's reserve currency can actually be a disadvantage.
Interesting.
It can lead to an overvalued dollar and force the U.S. to keep running trade deficits, which is not sustainable long term.
I see.
So Park is saying that these tariffs were like a way to kind of address this dilemma by weakening the dollar and potentially even lowering interest rates down the line. The U.S. could rebalance the global financial system.
And if that happens, he thinks Bitcoin and other cryptos could be the big winners.
Okay, that's a lot to think about.
It is.
But let's look at what the on-chain metrics are telling us.
Okay.
They show that Bitcoin whales are accumulating and exchange reserves are dwindling.
Right.
Which are classic signs of a brewing bull market.
Yeah, but is this cycle different? You know, we found this analyst who uses a proprietary tool called the GMI Top Finder.
Okay.
And it analyzes all this on-chain and market data to identify potential market peaks.
So what did it show?
Well, according to his analysis, we're nowhere near the peak.
Interesting.
Based on historical data, anyway.
So are we on the verge of a massive bull run, or is this just a temporary blip?
Yeah, who knows?
Hard to say for sure.
Right.
But the data definitely paints a picture.
Yeah, it does, and it reminds us that we're still so early.
Yeah.
The potential is huge.
Yeah.
But so is the uncertainty.
Speaking of uncertainty, let's talk about Trump's World Liberty Finance.
Okay.
They just announced a strategic token reserve.
I saw that.
That includes Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a basket of other cryptocurrencies.
Yeah, I think that's a really significant move.
Yeah.
It adds another layer of legitimacy to crypto as an asset class.
Right, and it's not just Trump. MicroStrategy continues to stack sats.
Yeah, they do.
They bought another 7,600 Bitcoins just this week.
Wow.
It's like everyone's getting in on the action.
Except for maybe the Super Bowl.
Yeah, right.
Which was flooded with crypto ads last year.
Yeah.
And this year it was surprisingly quiet on that front.
Yeah.
Some analysts see that as a contrarian signal, though.
Oh, really?
They say that the real players are already in.
Okay.
They don't need to hype it up anymore. It's like buy when there's blood in the streets, right?
Yeah.
When the hype dies down, that's when the real opportunities emerge.
Interesting point. But let's circle back to Ethereum for a second.
Okay.
Because we found some conflicting data about what the whales are doing.
Oh, really?
On the one hand, the mega whales, those holding over 10,000 ETH, are accumulating.
Okay.
But on the other hand, there are more short positions open than ever before.
What's going on there? It seems like even the big players are divided.
Right.
Some are betting on growth and some are anticipating a correction.
It's like a giant poker game and we're trying to read the tells.
Exactly.
But one thing that does seem clear is that there's a rotation happening from smaller altcoins to larger ones.
Yeah, that's typical at the beginning of a bull run.
Yeah.
The meme coin hype seems to be fading a little bit as investors shift their focus to projects with stronger fundamentals.
And speaking of which, Bloomberg analysts are predicting a 90% chance of Litecoin getting its own ETF this year.
Wow.
With Dogecoin close behind at 75%.
That's surprising given Dogecoin's origin as a meme coin.
Yeah.
But maybe the regulatory hurdles are lower because it's not trying to be a serious financial instrument.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah, if even meme coins can get ETF approval, that could open the floodgates for a whole new wave of institutional investment.
Totally, and that could really shake things up.
Okay, before we move on, let's touch on some recent developments in the Ethereum ecosystem.
Oh, right.
They've implemented some major upgrades, including a higher gas limit and a new solution for improving interoperability between different blockchains.
So the higher gas limit, that means lower transaction fees.
Right.
And more block space, which is huge for scaling the network.
Yeah, and the interoperability solution called the Universal Intents Engine aims to make it easier and faster to move assets and data between different blockchains.
Yeah, so it's a step towards a more interconnected blockchain ecosystem.
Right.
Where different chains can communicate and work together.
Seamlessly.
Yeah.
But it's not all sunshine and roses in the Ethereum garden. We also came across some news about Liquid 2.
Okay.
A decentralized finance platform built on Ethereum.
All right.
They've identified a potential problem with their stability pools. And are advising users to withdraw their funds.
Yikes.
Which is a good reminder that even in the decentralized world, risks still exist.
Yeah, it's a good reminder to always do your research and understand the protocols you're using.
Man, there's always something happening in the Ethereum ecosystem.
It's a busy place.
Between the upgrades, the potential for ETFs, and the ongoing DeFi innovation, it's definitely a space to watch closely.
Yeah, Ethereum continues to be a driving force in the crypto world. It really is a driving force. But Let's step back for a second and think about what this means for the average investor.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got Bitcoin holding steady,
right,
altcoins struggling, and then these meme coins exploding on Solana.
Right. It's a lot.
It's a wild ride.
It is, and that's where PumpPanda says they come in.
Okay.
They say they can give you the roadmap, like help you navigate all this.
Okay.
They focus on the research, the strategies, and then those exclusive signals
Right.
that are supposed to give you an edge.
So they're selling a narrative of empowerment.
Yeah.
It's not just follow us and get rich, but understand the tech, think long term.
Yeah, become savvy investors.
Yeah.
But then they also keep saying join our Telegram group for the insider signals.
Yeah.
It feels a little bit like they want to have it both ways.
Well, of course there's a marketing element to this.
Sure.
But to their credit, I think they're not just promoting meme coins as a quick buck.
Yeah.
They are acknowledging that this technology could really change things.
Yeah.
The way we interact with the digital world.
Which reminds me of Sui.
Uh-huh.
That blockchain we were talking about.
Right.
Aiming to be as simple as using your debit card.
Right. And that could be huge for mass adoption if they can pull it off.
Imagine if we use blockchain every day and don't even realize it.
Yeah, exactly. That also makes you think, are there downsides to that seamless integration?
Right. Could it lead to new kinds of surveillance or control?
Yeah, those are good questions, and I think it's important to talk about these things. I mean, technology this powerful can be used for good or bad.
Of course.
We have to think about those societal implications.
So it's interesting. We've got this meme coin frenzy.
Right.
Fueled by FOMO speculation.
Yeah.
And then you've got these projects like Sui that are aiming for mass adoption.
Totally different approaches.
Yeah, through simplicity and integration.
Right.
It feels like we're at a crossroads.
I think we are, and navigating it takes some real thought.
Yeah.
The meme coin craze is tempting, but it's high risk, high reward.
Right.
And those tools like SoulSnapperBot that PumpPanda promotes,
yeah,
they might give you an edge, but they're not a magic bullet.
So basically, don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah, especially in crypto.
Volatile.
Diversification is key, but beyond that, it's understanding the tech, identifying those projects with long-term potential,
right,
and being part of a community that gets it.
Which is what PumpPanda offers, right?
Yeah, they're providing that community.
The research, the strategy.
The framework, the tools.
Yeah.
All designed to support your journey.
But man, they really push that Telegram group.
They do.
It's getting to be a bit much.
I get it, but put yourself in their shoes.
Okay.
They built this community.
Yeah.
And they want it to grow.
That's fair. I guess at the end of the day, it's up to each person to decide if that Telegram group is worth it.
Exactly. And that's an important point here.
Yeah.
No matter how much research you do or who you listen to, the final decision is yours.
So what are some key takeaways for our listeners?
Well, first, don't get swept up in the hype.
Yeah.
Meme coins are tempting, but remember, it's high risk.
And those tools like SoulSnapperBot.
Yeah.
Useful, but not magic.
You need knowledge, you need skill, and you got to be comfortable with risk.
So the real opportunity is understanding the technology.
Yeah.
Finding those projects that is legs.
Right, the ones that are going to be around for a while.
And diversify.
Always diversify.
Don't forget to do your due diligence.
Yeah.
Don't blindly follow anybody's advice, even PumpPanda's.
Right, do your own research, understand the risks.
And never invest more than you can afford to lose.
Those are all great points, and we can't forget about staying informed.
Yeah.
The crypto world is always changing.
So you got to keep learning.
Exactly. Read articles, listen to podcasts like this one, talk to other investors.
Stay engaged.
Yeah, the more you know, the better equipped you'll be to navigate all this.
It really does feel like knowledge is power in this space.
It is. The more you know, the better decisions you can make.
Right.
Avoid those pitfalls.
Yeah, and speaking of pitfalls, PumpPanda and their Telegram group, it's like this exclusive club with the hottest tips and the biggest gain.
It's a classic tactic to create that urgency, that exclusivity.
Right.
And I do think having a community can be valuable.
Sure.
Especially in crypto.
But it makes you wonder, are they really trying to help people or just profit?
Right.
Hard to say.
Yeah.
So I guess the big question is, what are the takeaways here?
Yeah, we covered a lot.
Yeah. Meme coins, macro trends, mass adoption.
It's a lot.
So what should people remember?
Well, I think the biggest thing is just how complex and ever-changing this world is.
Yeah.
There's no easy answers, no guarantees.
No get-rich-quick schemes.
Right. It's about understanding the tech,
Yep.
finding those projects that have staying power.
Managing your risk.
Exactly, and stay informed.
Yeah.
Being part of a community that supports you.
Whether it's PumpPanda's Telegram group or something else.
Right.
That's up to you.
It is, but no matter what, approach this with curiosity.
Yeah.
Be cautious and keep learning.
The crypto world is full of possibilities.
It is.
But you got to be smart about it.
Absolutely.
Well, that about wraps up our deep dive into PumpPanda and the crazy world of crypto.
It's a wild ride.
It is stay curious, stay informed, and as always, happy investing.
To the moon!
100